Let me ask you something. When was the last time you truly respected yourself? Not admired your success, not liked your reflection. I mean respected, deeply. Most of us walk through life hoping the world will show us respect, yet we haven't learned how to show it to ourselves. This video isn't about ego, it's about reclaiming something you were born with, but slowly lost. Your self-respect. Self-respect isn't loud. It doesn't shout in rooms or beg for attention. It's a quiet, internal alignment that shapes how you think, act, and carry yourself. When you respect yourself, you stop negotiating your worth. In a world that thrives on likes, opinions, and validation, self-respect is your anchor. It's not just a feel-good concept. It determines the kind of relationships you accept, the standards you uphold, and the courage you carry into difficult situations. Today, I want to walk you through a set of simple yet powerful self-respect hacks that will shift your mindset and behavior. These aren't philosophical ideals. These are practical changes that can elevate how you feel, how you're perceived, and how you show up for yourself. Let's be honest. Most of us were never taught how to develop self-respect. We confuse self-respect with self-image. We think if we look good, dress well, or achieve enough, it means we respect ourselves. But real self-respect isn't skin deep. Some people can't say no, so they become people pleasers. Others seek constant external validation and feel anxious when it's missing. Many of us talk to ourselves in ways we'd never speak to someone we love. We let others define our value because we haven't defined it for ourselves. The result, we feel drained, frustrated, and even resentful, because deep down, we know we're not honoring our own worth. What you're about to hear is built on the shoulders of giants. These hacks are drawn from the wisdom of some of the most impactful and time-tested books on self-worth and personal growth. The Art of Saying No, The Gifts of Imperfection, Atomic Habits, and The 6 Pillars of Self-Esteem. These aren't just catchy titles, they're frameworks that have transformed lives, including my own. So, here are 5 powerful self-respect hacks that can change the way you think, act, and carry yourself, if you practice them. Hack number 1. Set boundaries without guilt. The ability to say no without apology is one of the clearest signs of self-respect. When you fail to set boundaries, you teach people that your time and energy are free. In The Art of Saying No, Damon Zahariadis puts it plainly. Saying no isn't rejection, it's self-prioritization. You're not pushing people away, you're simply choosing what you value more. And the more often you practice it, the more others start recognizing the weight of your time. Boundaries are not ultimatums, they're filters. They don't shut the world out, they clarify who and what belongs. When you uphold them consistently, you begin to attract the kind of people who respect your standards. You train others how to treat you by the way you treat yourself. And perhaps more importantly, you stop betraying yourself just to avoid discomfort. Hack number 2. Challenge negative self-talk. Your inner voice is either a weapon or a guide. The problem is, most of us let that voice run wild. It becomes our worst enemy. You forget something, and suddenly you're an idiot. You make a mistake, and now you're worthless. But what if you could catch those thoughts mid-air and rewrite them? Trish Blackwell's Catch and Correct method does exactly that. It teaches you to intercept negative self-talk, challenge its truth, and replace it with something grounded and compassionate. Instead of, "I always mess this up," try, "I'm learning what doesn't work." This isn't about lying to yourself. It's about speaking with the same level of respect you'd offer to someone you love. Because if you wouldn't speak that way to a friend, you have no business speaking that way to yourself. The more you do this, the more your internal narrative becomes a place of motivation rather than shame. And that shift can dramatically change your behavior, your energy, and your sense of worth. Hack number 3. Practice self-compassion and forgiveness. Self-respect and self-compassion are often mistaken as opposites, but in truth, they're siblings. One supports the other. Brené Brown, in her book The Gifts of Imperfection, reveals a powerful insight. Vulnerability isn't weakness, it's the birthplace of courage. And you cannot fully respect yourself while secretly loathing your flaws. Real self-respect is built when you hold yourself accountable without destroying your spirit. It's the ability to say, "I was wrong," without saying, "I am broken." It's forgiving the version of you that didn't know better and choosing to grow anyway. The more you practice forgiveness, the less weight you carry, and the lighter you feel, the easier it is to take action aligned with your future, not your past. Hack number 4. Take action on what you say matters. There is nothing more corrosive to self-respect than making promises to yourself and breaking them in silence. You say you'll wake up early, eat clean, apply for that job, start that side project, but you don't follow through. You think it doesn't matter, but it does. James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, emphasizes that confidence isn't something you wait for, it's something you build through action. Every time you follow through on a commitment to yourself, you strengthen the internal bond of trust. You become reliable to yourself. Start small. Set goals that are realistic but meaningful. The power isn't in how big the promise is, but in whether or not you keep it. These little acts of discipline build a kind of inner integrity that becomes visible in your posture, your voice, and your decisions. Hack number 5. Know your values and live them. Self-respect doesn't start with action. It starts with clarity. What do you believe in? What do you stand for? What are your non-negotiables? Nathaniel Branden, in The 6 Pillars of Self-Esteem, emphasizes that self-respect grows from living in alignment with your values, not society's, not your parents', not Instagram's, your own. The more clearly you define your internal code, the easier it becomes to make decisions that support your identity. You stop chasing approval, you stop drifting, and instead, you become someone who radiates grounded conviction. This takes reflection. Write your values down, revisit them. Ask yourself weekly, am I honoring what I say matters? Because when your life reflects your code, you walk taller, you move with intention, and people feel that. Live by your values, even when it's hard, especially then. That's when respect becomes something no one can take from you. There was a time I let people walk all over me, not because they were cruel, but because I never made it clear where I stood. I said yes when I wanted to say no. I accepted situations that drained me. I told myself that being agreeable was being kind, but it wasn't kindness. It was fear, and it came at the cost of my self-respect. One day, after a difficult confrontation, where I finally stood up for myself, I felt something I hadn't in years. Peace. Not pride, not power, just peace. That's what self-respect gives you. Not applause, but alignment. Let's recap. Set boundaries without guilt. Speak to yourself with dignity. Forgive your flaws and grow from them. Take action, not just intention. Know your values and honor them. Self-respect isn't something you find, it's something you build, one decision at a time. You don't have to change overnight, just start by showing up differently. And if this resonated with you, take a moment to reflect. What's one thing you're no longer willing to tolerate? Let me know in the comments. I want to hear your line in the sand. And if this video helped you, share it with someone who needs to remember their worth. Like, subscribe, and keep coming back. This is Regal Contour, where discipline meets destiny. And if you're ready to reclaim your focus and fire, watch the Monk Mode video next. Links in the description.